Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where last episode, their source of supply fell. So that of course means that Australia, it's over. They don't know it yet, they're not ready to give up, but it's just a matter of time. They have no source of supply here, and this is just completely and totally done. Now, I'm noticing we're getting attrition down over here. That's exciting. I'm not entirely sure why we're getting attrition. I guess we're just having difficulty because of this lack of railway connection, perhaps? Regardless, it doesn't matter. It's the same either way. So this is done. That's absolutely wonderful. Now, out over here, we've got these guys, and I've ordered one of them to head up over here to try to cut off this naval base. We've pushed into here, and that has cut off all of these units, but they do have this naval base giving them some amount of supply. It's not a lot of supply, but it is a little bit. And then I've got another unit that's heading in over this way, and I'd like to just go take this naval base. That is not their only remaining naval base over here, but it would definitely be a big boon for us. So let's go ahead and motorize up this naval base and make sure that we've got a rail connection just going up over like this. Okay, so that'll be fine for now. And we'll see if they let us take this naval base. It'd be very dumb of them to do so. Okay, they do have someone in this naval base, so that's fine. Let's see if they have anyone in this one. And we do need to make sure that we have a unit heading up to watch this little gap here. Looks like they might. We don't know yet. They do. Okay, so we'll just hang out here for now. That seems fine. We're going to need to send a unit up to here. I'm watching their... You should stay here. I'm watching their movements here. It seems relatively okay. We don't have a lot of troops here, and this is a pretty long front. So that's definitely something to be concerned about. I'm thinking about grabbing these units and adding them to... Hang on. These units. And adding them to here. And then maybe even grabbing some of these and adding them to here. So we'd only have 4 units here for the time being. And we'd have 20 divisions up over this way. They're very weak here. They do have a force on the way over, but we'll see if they get there in time. We could launch a delaying attack here and here, like this. It's not going to succeed, this attack, but that's okay, because the goal was to do, well, this. Unfortunately, they apparently were coming in via navy and are now apparently naval invading here? I didn't know that even happened. That's kind of wild, but it appears that they finished that up, so that looks good. We have another unit on the way in up over here, and that looks fine. Oh, we have a lot of political power. We should do something about that. How are we doing on coring? The answer is we don't have a core ongoing. I will start up 2. So we'll get those going, and we're also, of course, going to run any propaganda that we can. That will be absolutely necessary, and we can also come on down here and develop a couple of deposits. It'll be absolutely fine. Okay, I do want to... I was thinking fortifying this spot. I don't think I actually want to do that, though. So they have no source of supply here at all now. We were able to get that under control. So that looks great, and these guys, we basically just want them to come in and attack. I'd like to cut them off fully from the coast. That did not go well. That did not go well at all. You can stop that. Okay. So they could come and attack here, and this is what they should be doing. Instead, they're attacking here for some reason. I don't know what that reason is. It's fairly foolish, actually, for them to be attacking where they are. We're a little overextended, and they should be doing something about that. But they're not, so that's exciting. Okay, over here in the Philippines. So we're kind of bogged down up here right now, and this is because we don't really have sufficient supply. We're waiting on this supply hub at this moment. So that's absolutely fine. We do have a couple of invasions planned here. This is a ways out. this invasion is a ways out as well. And then out over here, these invasions are also a ways out. And this may or may not succeed. We'll see. So that's all fine for now. How are we doing up over here? We've not lost any units here, hi pause menu, in a long time, but neither have they. So there's that. That's definitely a thing that's happening. So for now, we'll just continue to take over New Guinea here, and this seems okay, as long as we don't leave large amounts of these areas undefended, which we're currently doing for some reason. I don't entirely know what that reason is. They're launching an attack here, and this is a kind of foolish attack, but we aren't in a good position right now. We need to let our forces move around here. Okay, now we're in a much better position. Now we can consider launching an attack here, which I'm going to do. Well, we're more joining this existing attack. Okay, so these guys, they're going to run out of supply. I want to check in on Australia. How's this going? The answer is it's going mediocre. We're working through their supply, but it'll take a while. That's understood. As far as this out over here goes, this is that same situation. Go ahead and launch an attack here. I'd love to make our way across this strait. It'd be really, really good to have this actually freed up at this point. That would be delightful. Now, these guys out over here, we've finally gotten our level 1 naval base here, which means that they are ready to begin a invasion plan of something else. And we could go over to, like, Port Moresby. No, we'd want to come up to, like, Guadalcanal. This is connected to New Guinea out over here. I don't think we'd be able to get up to here, but I'm pretty sure we can get to here by land. Not 100% sure about that, but I think that we can. So that's going to be what we're going to be planning for, which means that an invasion of Guadalcanal is probably the way to go here. So we can start planning it at any rate. We don't have, like... I want to come in about like this. Yeah, about like that. We don't have the naval support for that. And if they defend here, we may end up having this position and this position, which could be mildly awkward. But for now, that's okay. So that's all fine for now. And we did manage to take this position. So I would love to come in and attack like this. Let's do so. I want to get all of these guys cleaned up so that we can have our primary army be down over here. So if we can get them pushed back here, that puts us in a really strong position here. And we just got it. They have no coastal control at this point whatsoever, and we have a complete surrounding of them, a complete encirclement. We can attack them, and if they retreat, there's nowhere for them to go. They're attacking here, we're going to counterattack. They're trying to break out of this, but it's a bad idea. They should not try to break out of this. Okay, we got pushed back over here. I don't really care about that at this moment. As long as we get this unit to get their morale up. But this is absolutely fine for now. So there's no major issue there. Oh, are we successfully attacking here? No, but we got kind of close. So that's nice. Autosave is occurring. We'll let that finish up. Okay. And back down over here, we need to continue to keep the pressure on right here. There's nothing they can do at this point other than try to do this, which they've successfully done. We need to get a unit over here because they're about to link this back up. That's a problem. Wow, it took us so long to get there. Okay. So they've linked this back up, but we're about to punch back through here. We need to assist this attack. Okay. We got it, and then instantly retreated. Okay, get back over here. That was awkward. And I want these guys only to be attacking here. We gotta clean this up. And in the meantime, it's weird, but I'm gonna fortify this. It's really, really weird. I feel like we shouldn't fortify it. It's taking us so long to get here. And we didn't get there in time. Insane. Okay, now we got there in time. We managed to push them back out of there. And we need to start another unit heading over. It takes us a very long time to get there, but we do have units heading over, so that's good. I'm going to grab these guys back here. Actually, we should probably just let these redeploy for now. We're going to let these guys chill. Let's check in on Australia. Okay, so we're making progress here. We're about to take this point, and that means it's just over for Australia. They have no sea access, and they have nowhere to retreat if we take this. Get in here. Wrap this up. Any moment now. 7 days. Commit to this, please. Hard commit. Another 2 days. Less than a day. We got it, theoretically. They're retreating there. But we got it. Okay. Now everybody can just get in here. They're starting to stack wipe. That should be Australia under control. So now we've managed to fortify up this position a little bit. I want to attack with just these small numbers of troops over here right now, and it looks like we've pushed back over here. I see. We have 7 divisions here and 17 here now. This was not the division that I ordered, but okay, sure. It's fine. We've got what we need, so that's absolutely fine. We're starting to stack wipe these units. And there they go. This is now cleaned up, and all of our units are now on this line. So that looks good. We'll just continue to push on in. Autosave is occurring. There we go. And I want to check in on these preparations. So we've got about 50 days here. These guys are not preparing any invasion, and they are probably going to need to prepare a naval invasion from like here to here. So we'll get them started on that. That is 14 divisions, not 24. So that means we can't plan any more naval invasions. That's fine. So at this point, these guys are not quite ready to go. About 40 days on that. How are we doing out over here? These guys are about 30 days until they're ready to go. Cool. So that's fine. We are, of course, wrapping up Australia here. Yeah, at long last, this is finally falling. It took a while, no doubt about it. But that's wonderful. We are, of course, going to need to do some naval invasions of, like, Tasmania, of New Zealand. That's all things that we will get to. So that's understood. We need to get some of these existing naval invasions completed, of course. So that's fine. These guys will eventually win out over here. They have no way to get supplies here. There's no source of supply. So any supplies that we get them to expend are good. So that seems fine. We just took Leh, and we definitely want to motorize this. Oh, and this supply hub is finished over here. We'll get that motorized on up, and we'll make sure that we have a railway connection over to here. Okay, we should have forces on the way in to defend this. And they're all retreating, even though they have full morale on these 3. I don't know why they're retreating. But okay, we have more forces on the way in. Sure. That's very strange that they just all decided to retreat, but okay. Does not matter in the slightest. So Australia's clear at this point. I'm going to move these guys over to, like, Melbourne. And we're going to prepare for a naval invasion out here, but we can't actually plot it yet. So that's fine. I'd love for these guys to go ahead and launch, but we've got a lot of these that are not yet ready to launch. These guys, they're doing well, though. So that's looking good. We're continuing to push in here, and the United Papuan Communes is going to fall very shortly. We're not expecting too much additional resistance out over here. Although, we do need to have a contingency going this direction, and this might hold out for a while. So I'm going to grab half again, and then we're going to frontline them right up over here, with their plan being to offensive line. Yeah, we can make our way up to here, and that's going to be exactly our goal. So we'll execute that, but we'll need to get our forces in position there. Otherwise, they'll just push back across this eventually, and we don't want to let that happen. Surprisingly, we're pushing across the strait right now. Well, that was only 2 units. Yeah, I think we're going to push across the strait. Okay, that's cool. We like that. That is absolutely great. So we should be pretty close to ready to try launching this again, and it may or may not work. Yeah, we've got 3 days on this. Okay, 2 days. 1 day. And we're auto-saving. And we're ready to launch as of now. Go ahead and launch it, and these guys are not assigned. What? We can't assign it because there's too many naval invasions being planned. Okay, for right now, we're going to launch this. We'll see if it works. I doubt it will, but we'll give it a go. I thought these guys were assigned here. Apparently they were not. That's fine. We'll get some of these other naval invasions scratched off the list, and then we'll come back to that. A lot of these are well underway, and we'll have them done in just a few days. So we are successfully pushing across over this direction, and that's great. Supplies out over here are not incredible. Why don't you just walk here and encircle these guys? Seems like the right way to go. Well, we didn't get there in time. However, just walk up over this way. Yeah, we're having trouble with supplies out over this way. But they're retreating. They're probably going to try to put up a fight at this naval base, is my guess. Just head on over. And you can head here. We'll just continue to advance up this for now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to put up a fight at Rabaul. Okay, we've got these guys encircled. Let's get that taken care of. And Port Moresby is in range at this moment. Yeah, this is pretty much as expected, but we're able to push them out of Rabaul, and actually they're not in Rabaul yet. They'll get there very shortly. They're there now, probably. So we should probably be building a rail line up to about here for now. We'll get that going. They have 3 units in Rabaul. Okay. We may have to build our own naval base here. Because I don't think we can assault this without supplies.
Hey, come on.
So there's that. So we're going to get our own naval base put up over here, and this is going to be connected into our rail line. That'll be absolutely fine. That will be started soon, 16 July, when we have that. So we'll get these guys in here. Continue to work on this. And we could encircle right here, which we probably should do. Excellent. So this is now encircled up over this direction. We can attack here and see about wiping that unit out. And then these guys up here, yeah, they're just going to need to chill for a moment. We probably want to build land forts here in case they try to attack us before our naval base is built. So we'll get going on that. That seems fine. We stack wiped 1 unit here. And there goes another. And another. Perfect. And another out over here. So all of these encirclements are now stack wiped. Autosave is occurring, and I want to check in on how we're doing on these naval invasions. We should be ready for a lot of them. Okay, these guys are ready to go, so we're going to tell them to get started on that. This will be interesting. We know they have defenses here. These guys, they are ready to go as well. We'll go ahead and do that. They may or may not have defenses here. And, oh, look at this. We've managed to push past this point in the Philippines. So that's a very big deal. We have a distinct lack of supply out over here. That's for sure. I want to build naval base here. And then we're going to connect this in like that. And we should probably... This supply hub is not doing anything right now. I don't think it can reach. So we're just going to have to chill here for the moment. And once again, while we're waiting on this naval base to build, we should get land forts here in case they try to attack us. We're out of supply. We definitely don't want to get pushed back across this strait. That would be bad. So we'll let that go. And we've got some of these naval invasions now executing. Some of them will work, and some of them may not. That's absolutely fine. How are things looking out over here? These guys have actually forgotten about their offensive line. So that's awkward. There we go. Cool. So we'll get them attempting to push across there. That'll be fine. And the real question is... Okay, there's no defense here. So this is under our control. And the question then becomes, is there defense here? I'm going to start preemptively building a naval base here, assuming that there is defense here. We don't know. There may or there may not be. So we should assume that there is. That's the worst case scenario. So let's see. We're attacking here. We are winning it for now. It looks like there is not any defense here. So I want to actually cancel the naval base that we queued up here. We don't need to build it. If there's no defense here, this is fine. And this is all one location here. So that looks good. And we managed to take this, surprisingly. So that looks great. We'll be making our way across this strait shortly. We see that they have a division in transit here. We have managed to sink a bunch of their convoys, so there's that. We need to take this. Did they seriously just naval invade here?
Hey, come out.
Stack wipe them. There we go. Problem solved. They had no supplies. They had been convoy raided a bunch of times. Why did they naval invade here? How did they do naval invade there? We just took that. Okay, wild. Absolutely wild stuff. So up over this direction, we're just kind of dug in over here. That's absolutely fine for now. I want to check in on these guys. They are a little ways away from launching their invasion, and we don't have naval support for them over here anyway. So we should probably do something about that, but... Okay, we're making good progress here. They attempted to come in here as well, and they failed that one. This, they were just trying to transport in, I'm pretty sure. Not doing a naval invasion. So that seems absolutely fine. We've got this solidly under control now. And out over this direction, we now have a naval base here. So let's go ahead and motorize that. And these guys should start launching attacks relatively soon. Yeah, these aren't necessarily going to go anywhere, these attacks. But they should be absolutely fine for right now. So we'll start working on that. Out over this direction, I'm thinking about our supply here. It's not great. So I'm going to put in a supply hub right here. This may or it may not get built before we actually make our way in here. But it would be something kind of like that. So we'll get that going for now. That's fine. Supply down here is not great. That's for sure. Okay, so what is our next plan? Well, we need to naval invade this, and I want to get started on that plan. So we're going to naval invade right up over here. We don't know if there's any defenses here or not. There may or may not be. They tried to come in here again. Interesting. They haven't been doing much naval invasion. So I'm hoping that that's the last time they try that particular trick. Actually, they can't do naval invasion here because we have 100% naval supremacy. So those were definitely movement orders. Interesting. Well, our supplies here are very grim. We do have a naval base in this position now. So we can supply a little bit here, but we need to continue to work on getting supplies in here. That's going to be of vital importance. This naval base needs to be leveled up a few times. That's for sure. How are things going out this direction? Well, we're working on it. It's slow progress, but we are indeed working on it. And I would really like to get some supplies down over here before we start thinking about attacks, but I would like to attack specifically this province right here and carve a gap between their lines. This would fall quickly, and then we can just push into Port Moresby, would be the idea. So we are getting some supply here, but we're not in a huge rush over this way just yet. I want to check on these guys. They're ready to launch this, but we don't have the naval supremacy down here. I'm going to move this fleet over to also be here. And that should give us what we need there. So these guys are now theoretically ready to launch this, and we're going to have them do so. Perfect. And then these guys over here, they have some amount of supply, but we definitely need more. Okay, so over we head. We don't necessarily expect there to be any resistance up here. Yeah, there's no resistance here. And that makes a lot of sense. I'm assuming there's no land connection here. Yeah, absolutely not. So now what we want to do is we want to come back over this direction, and we want to get these guys assigned properly. So I want these to be assigned here as before, and then these to be assigned here as before. So they can start preparing now. That seems good. And then down over this direction, we can have these units start preparing potentially some naval invasions up over this way. Perhaps from here to here. Like that. That's only 4 divisions. Gotcha. So we're at our naval invasion cap. That's not surprising. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue our conquest of Oceania. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes. Wait a second. Is there no one here? No, they're here. It's just that visual bug again. Okay, you can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.